and they're like, hey, if you have a, oh my god, okay, my video started over at a new place because I'm recording for too long. Anyway, so they were like, okay, well, so this nurse calls me, and I'm thinking, like, she's just gonna help me if I have a cold or something. It's not really anything I'm interested in. But while we're talking, she starts asking me about, like, my symptoms and stuff, and she's like, wait, do you have weird reactions to medications? And I said, yeah, aspirin makes me vomit instantly. I'm allergic to magnesium. It like stops my heart when I have magnesium at all. Even Epsom salt baths will burn my skin. um, I have intolerances to almost all medications. They either make me puke, or I will get, like, the weirdest 1% of people experience this symptom. That's me. I get all of those weird things. And then also, she asked me if I ever had any dislocations, and I was like, yeah, my ribs dislocate all the time. I've broken my wrist, dislocated my wrist, dislocated my hips, my knees, torn all the tendons in my knees doing nothing. And she was like, girl, she said, have you ever heard of EDS? And I was like, nope. I kind of had a little, like, Google thing and looked into it for a second, but I didn't really dive into it. She was like, no, you are textbook EDS. And that was really exciting. So she said that she was going to help me find a doctor, and she found 3 doctors in Arizona altogether that, like, specialize in EDS. But one of them was Dr. David Saperstein in Phoenix. This guy, amazing. So I scheduled an appointment, and it wasn't going to be until June of 2018, or no, June of 2019. So I went in that day. He looked at me. He did the flexibility testing. He went over my symptoms, which I had typed up on like 3 pages, my entire medical history, everything that has ever happened to me made sense that day. He explained it all, and that it wasn't normal, and that the things that I thought were normal because other people in my family did them, like, I thought everybody dislocated stuff all the time. I didn't know that it wasn't normal to not dislocate ribs. Or to dislocate ribs, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So then finding out, okay, it's genetic. My mom has a lot of the same issues that I do. My grandma does too. My brother did too. And so I was diagnosed with hypermobile EDS that day. Best day ever. I was so freaking happy. It was amazing. After that, I was also diagnosed with POTS, and then cervical spondylosis. So I have arthritis throughout basically my whole spine. And now I'm in the process of checking to see if I have a brain tumor as well, because I've been having a lot more neurological issues. So yeah, so that was immediately after I had my baby. Got diagnosed with EDS, and that changed my life. That was all I needed to really put the whole puzzle together. My whole life made sense. Everything that I thought was, weird, or things that I thought were normal that really weren't, it was all there. It was everything. And also from that point, I realized that both of my kids probably do have EDS as well. My mom, my grandma, and my brother probably all do as well. And now that I'm getting more and more symptoms and getting sicker over time, it still makes sense. So I'm happy with being diagnosed, because that gives me something to fight against. Before, with having like 10, 15 different diagnoses, what do you do with all that? Like, what am I supposed to do? But when it all comes together to add up to one thing, then you have something to fight against. So that's kind of where it all comes together. I'm fine. I'm scared, and I don't like it. It sucks, and I know that it can get worse. But overall, I mean, hypermobile EDS isn't fatal. So it's just, I'm going to live for a really long time, just really miserably. But at least I have the name, because now, instead of my kids waiting until they're 25, 26 years old to get diagnosed, I can help them get help right away and not have to worry about them being told that they're making stuff up or anything while they're kids, because I know how they felt. being told that they weren't making sense, or that, you know, everybody's sore, everybody's tired, everybody's feet hurt, everyone's bladder hurts. Like, no, it's not true. It's not. So, yeah, so that is my story of my entire life and pretty much everything that's happened to me, and a few gaps here and there for diseases that I forgot to mention. Um, but if you have any questions or anything, I'll post this and then see where we're at. See, here it is, 45 minutes. Good Lord.